Well, it's made 10 even opposite a passed hand.
Well, are we happy with the deals we've been given so far? The answer is no. Not very exciting. We're looking for something. Seem to be some really fantastic sets around in this championship, and some rather dull ones. They don't tend to average it out very much. Glad I'm not having to write a tournament report on this set. It would be difficult indeed to pick out any hands. So we often discuss whether you should open a strong no trump when you've got a 5-card major. This very hand that I told you about where there was a 2,000 penalty, I sent that round, a description of it, to amuse all the people on my bridge list. And one of the lesser players, who's in fact a wine-drinking friend, he wrote back and said, oh, why on earth did he open one no trump anyway with a 5-card spades? So I had to explain to him why that was, and the main reason is that you can leave yourself with rebid problems if you open, say, a heart on the south hand and your partner bids a spade or 2 clubs. You can't rebid 2 no trumps over 2 clubs because that would show a weak hand. So when I noticed the other day that the Hacketts did open 1 spade with a 16 and 5 spades, and that's because they play, if it begins a spade, a no trump, they can then use the Gazilli convention of a 2 club rebid to say that they've got a strong hand. So they're not with the fact that 1 no trump has a wide range and they've got to try and decide if they've got a game on.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you're using Gazilli, there's less need to open 1 no trump with a 5-card major. But the other advantage of opening 1 no trump with a 5-card major is if the auction gets competitive, then you've told partner immediately, you know, say you've opened one of a major and the auction gets competitive, it can be more difficult to judge how high to go. But if you've opened 1 no trump and partner knows immediately on the first round of the auction what your combined values are and how high they should be shooting for.
The 3 spade response is commonly used to show a singleton spade, and usually you have both the minors. You could have just begun with statement if you had 4 hearts in the hand. So it shows the spade shortage, and South got some top cards, so they're all in the majors, so he's not interested in playing in 5 of a minor with a triple stopper in North's weak suit. He just bids 3 no trumps. I was commentating on one match where it went 1 no trump, 3 clubs, and that did show 1 no trump, 3 clubs. Yes, it showed a shortage in one of the minors or something, or one of the majors, that's right. Whatever it was, the opener could ask if he was interested, and in fact on that occasion he had huge stoppers in both majors. So he just bid 3 no trumps, and the defenders weren't helped so much because they didn't know where the shortage was. Anyway, even though North did admit to the spade singleton, Davidio was not impressed enough to lead a spade because she knew there'd be some chunky stopper, and there was nothing below her queen other than a load of spot cards. Didn't like the look of that lead. Knowing that North had the minus, she tried her luck in hearts. Straight into ace king to 5, so there you go. But anyway, they're overloaded with values with regard to making game. I declare a can. No, she's chosen to finesse, I see. I mean, if she'd gone up with the ace, she could in fact have cleared the heart suit.
She hasn't got any more entries back to her hand, has she? She has now. She didn't have after she finessed.
Well, yeah, I see. Well, if she's worried about entries,
she might have ducked the first pot.
Duck the first round, yeah, that's right, yeah. I see, yes, I was forgetting there. Well, the heart was lead, of course, so probably it wasn't, well, she, yeah, probably didn't think there was that much chance that she was free. Right, well, apart from the minor interest of the 3-spade response, not going to award more than 3 out of 10 to Great Dealer on that effort. Right, that's the multi which they play as a 6-card major in either hearts or spades. Oh, I don't know, it says 5 in that column, but I must read the description. Multi, that's right. If you open 2 hearts or 2 spades, that can be a 5-card major.
Slightly ugly call with a nice 3-card heart suit on the side of void. And what can you do?
Well, that's right, but I mean the object of preemptive bids is to stuff the opponent, so I don't like to look for excuses to avoid stuffing them.
No, I agree. It could easily go wrong, but I agree on balance. I think virtually everyone would open it a week to of some form.
Occasionally your partner might reply 2 spades to say that he was interested in more if you had hearts. I suppose that doesn't mean he's got 5 hearts, so you couldn't do anything much about it, no. Right, so East couldn't get in the bidding immediately because he didn't know which suit South had. 3 hearts said I'm willing to play at the 3 level in either major, and doesn't necessarily show anything that wonderful in hearts, particularly if she was non-vulnerable. She might bid it on quite a weak hand just to bump the bidding up. But once they stop in 3 spades, East ventures a take-out double that can be quite a good hand. And Davidia now thinks she can play in 5 of a minor. Well, both the minors are solid. I wonder if the 5-0 trump break causes a problem.
I suspect it might.
Yes. To make the game, you would need to take 2 roughs in one of the 2 hands, 2 spade roughs or maybe 2 high heart roughs. No use playing a cross rough because you'd never get to all those juicy diamond tricks. So it's not such a bad game really. You can, if they start forcing you in spades for example, well that's just giving you one of the 2 spade roughs you need. So you only need to rough another and can draw trumps if they're not 5-0 and take 4 trumps, 4 diamonds, the ace of hearts and 2 spade roughs. So Declara's going to think this is easy peasy until she discovers the 5-0 break. Yeah, Declara has plenty of entries to the west hand, so that's incredibly unlucky to go down. That was very good bidding. They avoided 3 no trumps, of course, with a spades bear and got to 5 of a minor. Well, that's really nice bidding and so unfair.
I guess a 4-1 diamond split to scupper it, and for instance, if South had had a single into lead, then you wouldn't have been able to draw trumps, and you would have suffered 3 losers then. So
Yes.
In practice, you're going to need certainly. You can probably stand 4-1 clubs, but 4-1 diamonds would scupper it a fair amount of the time.
Well, I think that's right, although they may have to lead a diamond. If they lead a diamond, you have to surrender a trick in one or other majors and start getting your roughs, and then it can rough your diamond tricks. But if they lead a spade, then okay, you could come take your second rough and pull the trumps.
Yeah, you might still need clubs to break might need, or because say it goes spade and a diamond switch. Say it goes spade and a diamond switch. Now you would win in hand, rough a spade, cross on a heart, rough a spade, but now you need the clubs 3 too.
Yeah, because you've only got 2 honours in the when if you had the 10 of clubs there,
a lot of the time it's going to need both mine 3 too, isn't it? But it's not unreasonable to finish in game.
Well, you're certainly right about the 4-1 diamond break if they can lead a diamond, and also because of the 2 weak spot cards in clubs in the west hand, yeah. You might, well actually the 4-1 diamond break wouldn't be a problem if the clubs weren't also 4-1, because then you wouldn't need to bother. You could to overtake in clubs, can you? Yes. Yes, you could.
Yeah.
How unlucky. Tell you what though, we haven't been looking to see what would have happened in spades, and they'd have maybe done okay there. How many tricks do you think that can make?
So
there's a
trump lead, yeah, probably might damage it. I mean, certainly if you get
Yes, I was thinking it might not be so good if they do lead a trump, but I mean people don't lead trumps very often now.
This looks like this is a playable slam, I think. Maybe it's a bit awkward with the spade suit blocked. Still on the edge of making a slam. I'm not sure it's really with the odds, because what have we got? We've got 2 discards on the spade, so we can get rid of 1 club and 1 diamond. That leaves us with either queen, doubleton, diamond, or the hearts playing for no loser, assuming we can cash 3 spades. We can't actually cash 3 spades here, can we? Because play. Well, would we play it? Club lead is the most awkward.
Yes, there's a marked club lead with the king, queen, jack sequence, so they'll probably stop in 4 hearts, and we'll see if 6 can be made. I mean, you've got to take the discard of the club pretty quick, I think. So that looks like classic 4th suit forcing. And if that shows a 6th heart, then South can now perhaps cubid 4 clubs.
It depends what they use
Really.
as their garbage bid, doesn't it? Because you can't actually guarantee. I mean, sometimes you're dealt a hand that's 5-4 in hearts and diamonds and hasn't got a club stop. So you need some sort of garbage bid that just says, I can't help you, partner, and I haven't got a spade bit, I haven't got a 5th diamond.
Yes, there's not it's such a high 4th suit forcing that you don't have particularly a lot of space. So you can hope that partner would normally have some bid to make with only 5 hearts, maybe to bid 3 spades even on queen doubleton, or to rebid a 5th diamond, or if there's something in clubs, bid 3 no trumps. So maybe you can't be certain of 6 hearts.
Yeah, I mean, you do, but imagine you had the same hand, but the 4 of hearts was in clubs.
Yes, or that hand with really bad hearts. Well, I mean, I know what would be best. Well, they bid what I suggested. Can't cube it in spades because that would be natural. So 4 clubs is unambiguous cubid with hearts agreed, and I think North can bid 4 diamonds. Now it's normal to show an ace below game level, even on a minimum hand, and it's not that minimum. Reasonable hearts, yeah, 4 diamonds.
Yeah, so it's nothing wrong with the North hand at all.
Now, has South done enough? Maybe she should just bid 4 hearts now, having suggested a slam. If not, she'll bid 4 spades. Certainly not suitable for Blackwood, is it? Because she's got not much idea of the North hand. Nor is she strong enough. I mean, when you bid Blackwood, you're really insisting on a slam unless there happens to be 2 key cards missing. That's right, she has just suggested a slam by bidding 4 spades. So, I think the bidding up to this point, you can't really fault it at all.
North's gonna bid 5 diamonds, yeah. So it's going to deny second round club control, but show the second round diamond control.
I suppose so, but of course they're guessing about the Queen of Trumps now. Yeah, looks like they may end up in 6 hearts anyway, which is borderline, but quite reasonable.
I'm
Well,
fairly
surely
sure you can make it double.
they've agreed
You
hearts.
can make it double. You can make it double dummy certainly by, for instance, on a club lead, I can play a heart to the jack, unblock the spade, cross to the ace of hearts, and now play two spades, pitching losers, and now the heart, and now I've got 12 tricks, so I'm not convinced that's the right line necessarily.
Well, I think I quite like this 5 heart bit as well. I mean, she did show interest with 4 diamonds and is trying to limit the hand now. She could have bid 6 with king queen 10, but she knows that there's only a doubleton heart in dummy, so she may be worried about a club lead, and yeah, I think 5 diamonds might have been a bit too much. I mean, again, you might say it's normal to show what you've got below the level that you've already been forced to. And South has certainly shown a very good hand, so either 5 diamonds or 5 hearts would be fine. Now South has surely done enough, don't you think?
I think so. I mean, I'm not sure that I agree with you that why South denied a tripleton heart. I mean, because they didn't have a way necessarily, unless they were playing 3 hearts as forcing over 2 diamonds, then South might have had to bid this way to set up a forcing heart race.
Yes.
Which is why you see a lot of people bid 2 clubs on all sorts of hands now, just to set up a game force, which enables you to agree hearts at a cheaper level. Whenever you have to use these 4th suit bids at the 3 level, almost invariably the sequences end up very awkward.
Well, if the bidding had started a heart 2 clubs, even if that's just a fairly normal, strongish raise, and then it goes 2 diamonds, then I mean Americans who don't play 2 over 1, they all play 3 hearts as forcing, to such an extent that if ever I have hold hands that I put into a book, they just won't accept that bidding when I send it over to a master point in Toronto. They sort of send me emails and saying, David, surely even in England this is played as forcing, you know. And and a lot of people now tell me that it is played by the ACOL players as forcing too. But I mean, they're tending to play more like standard American, most of the top players here.
Yeah, I mean, we play. We would always support heart. We would always support hearts in some way in preference to showing a spade. So if we don't jump preference in hearts, then we play that as forcing. South has gone on.
Right. Well, it's fair enough. I'm not saying it's a mistake, but I think really to go past game and bid 4 spades, South had shown her hand, and North. You think what?
The weakness of the South hand is that tripleton diamond, probably, because partner's got length, and partner didn't Q-bid diamonds again, so we can be almost certain that it hasn't got a really strong diamond holding like ace, king, queen.
Well, I don't think North hasn't really shown anything much more than a minimum. She was obliged to show the ace of diamonds. You know, the people open on so light nowadays. She could have had queen jack empty to 6 hearts, for example, doesn't? Anyway, there you go. There's nothing wrong with bidding boldly and trying to make a swing, even if we think it's overbidding a bit. It's going to be very interesting for us in the bay, so let's be grateful I have bid 6 hearts. Well, I tell you one thing, the organisers are going to be absolutely thrilled that we've got 1,500 spectators for a women's match. I mean, I've never seen that in the Bermuda Bowl and Venice Cup scenario. That's absolutely marvellous. There are fewer teams playing the ladies event, the women's event. That's why they started several days later than the open event. Open event has 37 teams playing a round-robin, exhausting round-robin of 4 16-board matches a day. And, well, presumably the women are playing on the same schedule, so that's a lot of boards. You certainly need to have a team of 6. Right, so the haven't been kind on that line. Well, if you think about it, the cards were pretty well placed when they 3 hearts on side, so perhaps
Yeah,
it did get a bit high.
split. It was a spade split that was in the 4-3. She would have made it on that line. You had the
Yes.
if spades had been 4-3, you would have also made it if the Queen Diamonds had come down Doubleton, if the hearts hadn't played for no loser.
Yeah, but the trumps could have been 4-1 as well, so I think that's not better, more than about 25% probably if you had all the possible bad breaks in. You might not get a club lead, that might help you, I suppose. Right, well, interesting board anyway. That would go straight into any match report. So the operator's got a system problem and can't bring up the next board. For those of you who haven't been watching a lot of this bridge, I can tell you we're extremely lucky to have the very best of view graph operators at this table. Zolt, Wagner. The view graph operators have been trained up really with can't believe the experience of operating. So they put the very best ones onto a BO1 where the featured matches are. He's been absolutely wonderful, adding lots of tidbits from the table of what people are saying and telling us that Andrew Robson was eating his supper while he was the dummy. Interesting things like that. I don't know how they find time to do a little bit of commentary in addition to telling us about every bid, every card for 8 hours a day. Right, he's just put a final contract of this board to keep the record straight. Drew the play again to get that into the view graph archive. Right. Won't be his fault anyway. Must be some system problem.
I'm afraid this might be one no trump passed out by West though.
Yeah, well, that's okay. We can have a rest after that rather intensive slam hand.
Yes, while he was doing that, he's lost the play. I suspect that West would have opened one no trump and it would have been passed out.
Oh, that's absolutely excellent if they've lost the play of this L1 no trump contract. I told you what a fantastic
that's what you would
operator he
lead
was.
on the North hands against one no trump, David. Second highest club. Or the Queen of Spades. Second highest club.
Costs you half a trick to lead from honour sequences. Queen 9 is a bit safer. So you're not very pleased to be doing it. For a 4-card suit, 6-card suit's partner's going to have a single most of the time, particularly if it's major. Oh, isn't that much more than a one trump contract out of the way, brushed under the carpet as quickly as possible? Well done.
So West will open a heart, presumably, and North will bid a no trump, would be my choice, wouldn't it? But 14, well, I would actually bid a no trump on the North hand, with the Jack 10-9 combinations.
Absolutely. Stand out one no trump bid. I can't stand people who say I don't bid a no. Yeah. Well, it's worth a lot, yeah, worth some silly on the Kaplan evaluate. But I don't like it when people say I won't overcall the no trump with 4-card part. Can bid some if they want to, so what's wrong with that? Gosh.
I'll have a look, see what it is worth on the Kaplan out of interest. I think it will be close to 16, if not higher.
Yeah, 16.8 or something. Well, that spade is... couldn't ask for the spades to be better placed. King Queen X is the non-spade bidder and 4 low in the dummy.
16.35.
Very good. That sounds like a one no trump hole, but still, if one no trump is go down, they may be quite glad to be defending. So now North is looking for an entry to the south hand to get a spade return. Pretty good shot, but partner will have something in clubs when declare has made no effort to develop the clubs, and you know that she has a very ropey heart. Well, you see how you can learn from the push north there, Graham, not to make a foolish one no trump bid and just sit back and collect your 300. That's the way to win imps.
Question of percentages.
It's a very serious reply to a flippant remark. I already said it, I think it's the world's most obvious one no trump bid. I would have bid one no trump, of course.
Yeah, I don't like one spade as has been suggested on the I don't see any necessity to distort by making a 4-card overcall.
Didn't point out the time that when North played to the king, and blocked the queen in because she wanted to finesse the 10 later.
Yeah, well,
Of
North
course, that finesse.
the 3 is like the Nonna.
Yes.
But now having this guest diamond, this has turned into well, quite a bloodbath.
Wow, 400. Oh, I am happy to admit that that was a more interesting than average one-night trump contract. That the operator made a fun of the other.
So this is the multi again showing a weak 2 in a major. I guess you might try passing on the north end if it doesn't have any strong options.
No, it doesn't have any strong options. But I suppose if you pass, there's no reason. It does say that it's a 6-card suit, though. So if you know your partner's going to have 6, and you're not partnering Mark Smith, who tells me that he denies a 5-card spade suit if he passes, which is a bit ridiculous. Now, you have to know what you're doing when you double on the east hand there, because that's not a double of spades. You don't know which suit South has. Isn't there some clever system, Graham, where you double either with spades or without spades? And is that the method?
People tend to do that at 3 level. So if it goes 2 diamonds past 3 hearts, it's either hearts or not hearts. But when it's at the 2 level pin, people double it out of the suit.
Aha.
I know.
Now here, this has gone wrong here, because South's path surely shows that she has spades. Oh, I see. So you think West has bid spades as a cubit rather than natural, or have they gone off the rails?
I think West thinks they're too strong to bid 4 hearts. I imagine they're going to bid 4 hearts now.
Well, 4 clubs was natural, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It depends if East has realised that South must have spades.
I think they will realise that, because the pass obviously shows that, I mean, you can't afford to pass unless you've got spades.
No, that's right. The inference is there for those who can take it, but I was a bit worried when I first saw the 3 spades. I mean, it hasn't been alerted as artificial, for example. 5 hearts now. Yes, I see. Well, that just means that she doesn't have a diamond cubit to make, but still thinks she's too good to bid 4 hearts.
Well, 4 diamonds would presumably be natural. I'm not sure 3 spades agrees hearts. I think it's just... I mean, normal standard would be that 3 spades says, I've got enough to force the game, let's find a suit.
Yes, that's quite right.
So if you bid 4 diamonds over 4 clubs, that would just be saying I haven't got clubs, but I've got diamonds. I think it's possible. 5 hearts is quite aggressive.
I think it's too aggressive, because now we've sorted out what all the bid meant. To bid 3 spades and then 4 hearts, seems to me that means I was too good to bid 4 hearts originally, and that's the hand that she's got, so 4 hearts would be enough.
Doubling 2 spades doesn't show the world's fair. I mean, you're going to have to do that on. You could do that. It could be a fairly vanilla hand with a short spade. I mean, East has actually got quite a lot in the way of extra values here. They have got a full heart, but they've got certainly, maybe a king more than they might have had.
Yeah, well, they're pretty lucky with the king of diamonds being on side. That'll give them one more entry to get to the club. The jack of clubs is falling, so if they fall into 6 hearts, they'll be okay. So if East has read what West has shown, which is she's slightly overbid her hand as we see it, and then she's got an easy 6-heart bid.
It's an awkward hand, West, isn't it? Because if you're opposite a 4th heart, then if you really are opposite a single spade and partner's got 4 hearts, you can start to see that you could be making slam on quite thin values.
Just told that Norway are playing in 7 hearts against Finland on a spade lead. Singleton a bit strange leading a singleton against a Grand Slam.
Well, if you can, with the clubs coming in and the diamond finesse, I imagine that's going to make, isn't it? I can't see what declarer can go wrong, really.
No, well, he doesn't know the clubs are coming in.
Yeah, but whatever he tries, if he tries the rough spades, then that's presumably South opened a week too, so I can't see what he can do that I can't see a couple that can fail.
Do you think 5 no trumps is pick slam? Is East not confident of parts hearts?
Yes, I think it's pick a slam, yeah.
Well, this is the sort of hand that we all enjoy. How wonderful. Haven't had too many, so let's make the most of this one.
Well, I mean, it sounds like West must have. Well, the fact that West didn't bid over the diamonds must mean that and then the final is 5. So I think East can probably work out what hand type West has got, which is lots of cards in the majors. I mean, how else can the West hand be bidding so strongly but couldn't bid over 2 diamonds?
Yes, that's a good point. Yeah, she wanted to come in after she knew which suit South had. Well, anyway, we can't dispute the fact they've got to a very good contract. I think it looks like a fairly obvious singleton spade lead in the suit that South has shown. I can't see what else you're going to lead. Diamond lead might be worrying against a Grand Slam that they're in, the Norway table. You know, you suggested that North might possibly just be 2 diamonds. West wouldn't have liked the set having not come in.
Personally, I would. I mean, we've got such a weak hand. I would want to add diamonds as a possible strain to play in, rather than maybe 2 spades doubled. and plus the fact it might sow a bit more confusion as to exactly what's going on.
Yes. Now again, it was suggested good lead too.
What would you bid on the I guess, I mean, would you be sure what a double of 2 diamonds is when it goes 2 diamonds pass, for instance? I'm not sure people necessarily discuss these things in so much detail.
Well, no, I mean, no, I'm sure they don't. What would you suggest then?
I think double should just mean that I've got a good hand, but probably. I don't think you can, because I mean, North might be having a complete joke. They might be passing with a very weak hand with nothing in diamonds at all. I mean, if you're playing an all-week multi and you're dealt 3 or 4 points, you could pass on all sorts of hands, knowing that you could run to a major later.
Yes, well, I think you've introduced a further interesting thing in France. If it's doubles, I don't see South has got no obligation to show her mate, and now West has got to respond without even duties on the right, on her right.
I mean, surely one of the advantages of playing an all-week multi is that you can pass on all sorts of hands when you know. I mean, here you're not, so you don't really care. The opponents have got a game on. You don't care if diamonds is a silly contract if it gets passed out.
I don't know, we points to open 6 hearts on board 24 on the other table, so that was a flat board, so not many imps have changed hands. There's just 7 imps when 1 no trump went 4 down here when they played in a spade at the other table. So the textbooks recommend you should have 6 cards to overcall at the 2 level, but I've noticed players are being to overcall on 5 card heart suits, even when they don't have quite a lot of extra points. As here, you know, they may overcall even just on 13 count 5 hearts to the ace queen, whether the textbooks like it or not.
Well, I guess here you might think it might go 2 spades back to you and then reopen with a double. While if you start double and it comes 2 spades back to you, you're probably less well placed.
Oh yes, I think 2 hearts is much better than a double. Mm.
Well, slightly up, looks fairly clear to compete further over 2 spades.
Well, I mean, it may be clear, but it's minimum. I mean, you might have a stack of hearts over you, might you not? South
Yeah,
waiting for a double. The king of hearts, why shouldn't that be in the south hand? And now you can go for a huge number.
You could be making an awful lot of tricks in clubs.
Well, your partner's likely to have some spade length when the spades weren't raised, so I don't know. I mean, I'm not saying a double's wrong, but I think it's a little bit risky, because if partner was praying for a double and sort of shrugs her shoulders when it's two spades and you carry on with a double, and you give them another chance. Anyway, I commend South's double here, because some people, myself included perhaps, are a bit timid when it comes to penalty doubles. Well, the boards have come to life eventually. We've had a few good boards recently, and as I've mentioned 2 or 3 times, it's marvellous that for the organisers to have 1,500 people watching this particular match. I mean, they are 2 of the best women's teams in the world, it's true. I think even though it's at the early stage of the event, they're probably already riding fairly high in the tables. Well, going back to the double, I mean, I'm not disputing whether you should double or not. I'm just saying that there's a bit awkward also partners 3 diamonds, isn't it? What are you going to do? Let that stand? You have to hope that they're 5 there. Yeah.
Well, I mean, partner's pretty likely to have 5.
Yes, I mean, West made the right bid by going to 3 hearts, because partner might have had 6 for the overcall, and she had the king too. 4 diamonds, 3 diamonds wouldn't have been such a good bid. I mean, one of the written commentary guys was suggesting it could bid 2 no trumps as a scramble on the west hand. It can't be natural. That's what you might do if you had, say, Jack X of hearts and bit better diamonds. If partner chose clubs, you would go to diamonds. That meant you had an option between the red suits.
Well, say you were 3-2-4-4 or something. You might have a fit in one of the minors. So that's why if you bid 3 diamonds, you'd be fairly certain to have 5. I guess I'm trying to think of a shape where you would bid 3 diamonds where you didn't have at least 5.
I think on this hand, 3 hearts was a good bid anyway. if partner's only got 5 hearts, they're likely to be good ones, and if you've got a 4-fit on the side, that'll be tips and tricks in a heart contract. Okay, well that was the quality board anyway. Interesting bidding and a excellent penalty double from South.
So another margin, another hand on the margins of slam here. 6 clubs has got pretty good play.
Yes, you've got quite a lot of discards on the hearts to get those diamonds away. So if it's played by East in particular, would be good.
Yeah, I mean you shouldn't with the heart splitting and the club splitting, you're not even going to need the diamond finesse, are you?
No, this is one of the very rare hands where East not only bids 3 clubs, but actually has a 3 club bid as well. Because you often see such a rebid misused at club level. People with a good 16 or 17 points say, oh, that's too good to bid 2 clubs, forgetting that 3 clubs is game forcing, and your partner may have nothing much more than some length with an honour, so you need either a really good 2 suit or a lot of points, which is exactly East has. So the video is going to support clubs if nothing comes of the heart rebid, but there's not really much point going straight to 4 clubs when you've got King, Queen, Jack, 9x. It's really good to rebid the hearts.
So I guess it's going to go 3 no trumps, and then West will advance with 4 clubs.
Yes, that's right. I mean, West shouldn't be worried about the lack of aces. She might be worried that partner had a singleton heart and her hearts were wasted, but anyway, the whole point of bidding 3 clubs is to let partner know if there might be a slam on before you go past the game level. And so they're bidding as we would expect very well.
What would you bid now?
Well, it's not easy to evaluate because partner's hearts may they may not be as good as that. But you know that partner knows that you didn't open with a demand bid. You only opened a diamond, so partner's shown something by going to 4 clubs.
It's a position where you need firm agreements, though, isn't it? Because I mean, is 4 offering that as a 5-2 fit? Clearly not in their agreements.
I think that would be a definite Q bid. You've bid 3 no trumps, and if over 4 clubs you can't show this incredibly precious ace opposite partner's length, that's no good. So I know what you mean, that there are lots of sequences where hearts is offering a place to play. I don't think it is on this bidding.
I'm just saying you need to be on firm ground. Equally with this 4 no trump bid, is this Blackwood or is this regressive? There were lots of intricate to this sequence.
Well, I can't see what else 4 no trumps is other than key card for hearts.
For hearts?
For clubs, sorry, for clubs. I see what you mean. If clubs are trumps, then some people don't play 4 no trumps as Blackwood, you mean, because the response is too high.
I mean, say you've got a hand that's like a marginal 3 club bid that, I mean, say you feel you owe the partner's unlimited when they bid 4 clubs, so you queue your ace of hearts, partner bids the 4, four spades share control, but now you want to say that you're limited to some degree, that your hand's not that suitable for slam. I suppose
Yes.
If you play this style, you've got to sign off in the clubs, I guess.
Well, Mark Smith talks a lot about having two ways of bidding five clubs, four no trumps and five clubs, and you play one is stronger than the other. Is that the sort of thing you're suggesting?
Yeah, I mean that's the sort of thing I'm talking about. I mean, it depends what you're using for no trumps. Here it looks like they were using it as Blackwood, I guess. I don't know actually. What are their responses to? What are their responses to four no trumps? Are they playing 30-41 or 30? That give us a clue.
Well, I'm sure you remember one thing, and that you remember who's got the French Convention card up. Anyway, well done. That was very sensible bidding. Perhaps South will lead a spade here. It's the unbid suit. Totally awful to lead the ace of the long suit that East had bid. The idea of leading aces against a slam doesn't really not carry much weight. We are vaguely thought so.
So they are playing 30-41, so it looks like it was Blackwood. So how committal is the line to I'm working at, I guess we can always fall back on the diamond if the hearts don't come in.
Well, she needs to plan the whole play, deciding, of course, I mean, in general principles, you would keep an entry for the weaker long hearts.
And if clubs have been 4-1, we again might have been looking at that. If clubs are 4-1, then it's more awkward to rough the spade, isn't it? And you can't rough the spade and cash the hearts. So testing clubs, and when clubs break, we can now go for the line of roughing the spade and testing hearts. And then if hearts happen to be 5-2, we've got the diamond guess and reserve.
Well, we can tell she is an experienced declarer to be this very, very important hand, be playing it with such confidence and such speed. A lot of lesser players, because it's a vulnerable slam and they know what to do, would sort of sit around thinking for a while and play a couple of tricks, start thinking again that this is a confident performance. Pretty amazing that the scoring is so low. Look at that, 13-3 after 12 boards compared. That's usually the sign either of incredibly accurate play or of incredible boards, or in this matchup of the two. We've had some exciting ones that have come recently, but a lot of them didn't produce anyway. Well,
So this is another playable slam.
Yes, when you're looking for a borderline slam, how comforting is it when it's a 5-4 fit rather than a 4-4 one? Because as we saw on that last hand, had the trumps broken 4-1, that would have made life a lot more difficult. Does the East hand qualify for your marvellous all-purpose 2-no trump?
Oh, of course.
See the bid of 4 hearts, you shouldn't think, oh, that's a sign off just to game. That is showing that she's got 4 card support and doesn't have a singleton anywhere. Otherwise there could be splintering or diamonds. So that gives a very good description of a hand, more or less balanced unless there happens to be 2-4, 2-5 and getting on something like a 19 count.
Yeah, I mean the only disadvantage of not being able to forcing raise our levels is that you can't explore below the level of game to see if slam might have been decent.
What sort of percentage would you think this was? It looks ding.
Well, I think it was very likely to make it, if not cold, if trumps were 2-2. Isn't that right? He had 7 hearts, 3 clubs. Yes, a diamond and a spade. So it was absolutely laid out trumps 2-2, and you certainly got at the very least decent play if hearts are 3-1. So I think it's well over 50. Certainly comfortably over 50.
I was looking backward at the actions. We follow the play. Why did it not make if it was a good slam? How did the play go?
Well, I mean, Declarer they might not have been giving it their fullest attention, I suspect.
Well, you had 5 trumps, 3 clubs, so you needed 1 diamond rough. You get rid of 1 diamond and 1 subs, or something like that. Or look to have tricks. Okay.
2-2, you're just cold, yes, and trumps 3 clubs, an ace and a diamond. But when trumps are 3-1, you've got a little bit more work to do.
Anyway, as you say, would have been played more with much more attention if you were in a slam. That's right. Well, they've set up well in the written commentary. I think you'd make 6 hearts if you were in it. Right. Well, East has doubled the club and
carry on.
East has doubled the club and heard a 1 heart response, and people bid 2 clubs when they've got a really good hand with hearts, and I don't think that's right, because you can bid 2 hearts, 3 hearts, 4 hearts. You can make lots of bids if you've got heart support. So I think I like 2 clubs to show a strong hand that doesn't have 4 card hearts. So West has unfortunately rebid the hearts, but anyway, they're off now. East has shown the strength. And again, look how they know what they're doing. You know, cube and 2 spades, and West knows that shows a massive hand and has raised. Well done. Yeah, their bidding has been impressive. Bit of a shame it's only netted 3 imps in the plus column, but it shows it's been a high quality game. So West might still, he's bid 4 hearts. Wow, there is he thinking that they might be better off in hearts. Alright. So video doesn't like her 5 card suit at all and has gone back to spades.
Wise choice.
Okay, well done. They did that well. So there's not going to be any problem in making 4 spades, so let me take this chance to thank the wonderful Salt Wagner. Still reeling from the fact that I thanked him with a message in a previous which I misspelt his name. It begins ZS and not SZ. Very careless mistake. So when I send him a message this time, I'll make absolutely sure. Right. Anyway, many thanks. We certainly is absolutely great. So thanks to him, and thanks to you all for coming to watch, and many thanks to the players who've given us a really good day. I mean, we're the audience. They're the people on stage. They go ordinary day, they get a clap at the end, don't they? So we should applaud the efforts of the play, even though they're just there trying to win and not there exclusively for our enjoyment. Thanks to Graham for joining me. We have commentated together before and got on pretty well together, but this is the first time in this event. I hope there'll be another such occasion. Many thanks to BBO for allowing us to watch this wonderful tournament live as it happens, witness all the triumphs and disasters. And of course, we should thank all the people working hard in Hungary and for the organisation there for providing such absolutely splendid building to house the championship. How many hours have you spent working on the study of backwash squeezes, Graham?
About half an hour.
Well, it's a lovely name anyway. That's something to commend it. I like plays and convents that have a nice name.
Yeah. And what people, I think, as a intermediate player, what you have to realise is that there's so many more hands which involve counting correctly or drawing inferences from the bidding, and although it's of academic interest to see how some of these squeezes work, you will repay your you will get much more benefit from concentrating hard on counting hands and either shape or points. When you do that comfortably on your hand, then you can start to look at these esoteric squeezes.
Yes, it's the same with that absolutely magnificent book that Ottlick wrote. fancy writing a book of that complexity when you don't even have deep finesse around or Gibb. And apparently when Kelsey looked at it, he couldn't find any moves. If ever I look at it, I feel, wow, this is way beyond me. I'm never going to pick up any plays like this at the table. And so I don't really think it's that valuable for ordinary bridge players to study.
That's where the backwash squeeze comes from. I think that might have been where it was first talked about.
Yes, I mean Julian Pottage, who's actually playing for Wales in this championship, he says that he keeps the Ottlick book by the side of his bed, and he's learnt a lot from it. But that takes a very intellectual player to be able to benefit from that, because you've not just got to follow what happens on his sample hands, but spend the rest of your life looking out for fantastically rare plays. I mean, it's interesting anyway, but most of the imps you see exchanged here are not on absolutely marvellous, wonderful, fantastic plays that only a super brain can tell. Knowing your bidding methods and applying one in all facets of the
So an overtrick here and on to the last hand.
Right, well, I can tell you that Poland's trumps very well bid club slam by the way, says just at the other table, and if we're feeling that keen we can jump over to the other table to see the match finish. But it's been a high quality game, and it's been great to see so many people turning up to watch it. The organisers will be delighted, and so will these players when they know they've had all these vultures sitting on the branch looking down at them. That's the thing, you can't really lose when you watch bridge on BBO. If they play well, you can earn a lot. If they play appallingly, you can say, goodness me, what a shocking bid, I would never have done that. Can you believe he led us from the king, and all that sort of thing. So whether they play well or badly, you can enjoy yourself.
Two hearts, heart minor.
So here's one of these protective bidding situations we discussed, that South would protect on quite a weak hand, expecting North to hold quite a lot of points. So when North is straight to raise, then she must bear that in mind. He's actually got very good hearts, so looks like that 2-no trumps is a natural bid that might sometimes be a slightly better hand, but she knows that King-Jack of hearts over the opening are worth quite a lot. She's actually got 3 spades as well to help setting up tricks in spades in no trumps. Maybe no benefit to making spades trumps though.
Here, if they do play in 3-no trumps, the diamond lead is going to scupper it, isn't it?
Yes. Does their opening just show 5-4 in hearts and a minor?
Let me check.
If it was 5-5, the diamond lead would be quite marked. Also, the fact that North has bidden no trumps over heart, he's bid 3 hearts to show a good hand and doubt as to which game to play. So he's got a strong hand for a protected 2-spade bid, so he's going to accept the try.
It says 5-5 in the convention comes.
Right, there we go. Now shown spade support. How's that going to play?
Well, you've got to get
2 diamonds to lose.
Right, but that shouldn't be tricky.
Well, they can get rid of the club blue
on the diamond, yeah.
On the diamond, yeah.
And then take a...
On the heart, in fact. On the very first day of this championship, we saw a player playing with this trump hole, and he made the safety play of low to the ace and went down when there was king queen to 4 onside, and it was 100% safe to finesse on the first round, so it was a bit of a blunder.
Here it's just obvious that East must have at least one spade on them. I mean, West already up the king of diamonds.
Well, yeah, so each side is going to have huge risk of a singleton spade bet, and if you finesse into an honour, you can go back to dummy and finesse again.
Well, I guess it just makes it slightly more interesting, doesn't it? I mean, say this is a singleton and the spade's a 2-2. Well, we must assume, I think, that West has got the ace king of diamonds.
Right, well that's a very good point, of course. You can still afford to finesse as long as the king of diamonds is with the player who led the 8-point. There we go. Well, you know, I mean, this player's been there. Whatever some people may think are these top players, they play really well, because, I mean, this has been no different whatever from all the crack teams that I've been watching in the Open event. They played very, very soundly, and I'm pretty impressed by the way they bid, I can tell you. So it draws to a close. Really low score, high quality match. I've enjoyed a lot, and I'm sure you have, or you wouldn't have stayed on watching in such huge numbers. Thanks for now. Bye, Graham.
Yeah. Okay, bye, David. Thank you. Bye, everyone.